Hello there folks, this is Jed McCabe of www.bodybuildingalert.com. Welcome to this short video presentation called How to Design Workout Routines to Build Muscle. Now I see a lot of people in gyms all over the place getting this wrong all the time, hence this video. If you want to add muscle to your body, know this is a three-part process. First is program design, that's the exercises that you do. Second, nutrition, obviously the food that you eat. And third is recovery. It really is as simple as that. I didn't say easy, but it is simple. Now for the best possible progress, all three components need to be in place. Having said that, by far the most important aspect is program design, or your workout routine if you prefer. If you haven't got a decent workout routine in place, nothing else matters. You won't get any results. Now if you train on the wrong exercises, you might get no results at all, and you might even get an injury, and that might finish your bodybuilding career for good. Now you might be thinking, why can't you just pick out a generic routine from one of the mainstream bodybuilding magazines? And the reason is because most of them are total rubbish. They have too many workout days, the routines consist of too many isolation exercises, and they even include some exercises which are downright dangerous and could screw up your joints. So having said all that, let's now see how to do this right. Now I've trained with weights for over 30 years, and if I had my time over again, here is the one thing I would have done differently. And I've written this in caps because it looks like I'm shouting at you, and I am. I'd have concentrated much more on leg training. This is so important. I can't stress how important this is. And here's why. Your legs, and to a lesser extent your back, contain over 2/3 of your total muscle mass. Your legs contain some of the biggest muscles you have in your entire body. Now let's just think about this for a second. If you're trying to build muscle, essentially you're trying to get bigger. Therefore, golden rule number one, the fastest way to put size on is to develop your biggest muscles as a priority. The larger the muscle, the more potential that muscle has to grow larger still. This is really important, and again, so few people seem to understand this. If you go to most commercial gyms, you'll see people doing set after set of biceps curls or triceps push down or some other tiny little isolation movement. This is not the way to get bigger. You need to concentrate on building your biggest muscles first. So how do you do that? Well, from now on you need to design every routine that you do around one of the major leg exercises. So we're talking about the deadlift, the squat, and to a lesser extent the leg press. Now here's another massive benefit of this approach. By spending more time on lower body training, it actually becomes easier to build your upper body muscle. This is known as indirect effect. Most people that take up muscle building, and this applies especially to men, spend way too much time trying to build upper body muscle. By building the large leg and back muscles, it actually makes it far easier to add upper body mass. And I've done this myself. I've got lousy genetics for building muscle, but I did a routine a few years ago where I was squatting really hard once a week, and the only upper body exercise I did was the bench press. And after 3 months I put a ½ inch on each arm, much to my surprise, and I put that down totally to the fact that I was squatting hard and I was building my large muscles first, and then it makes it easier to build the smaller muscles, for example in your arms. They sort of come along for the ride, if you will. Now this means a total different change of approach to what you're used to. What you need to think of is training your body as a whole instead of as a set of parts. So that's a really important takeaway. Think of training your body as a whole. If you're spending a ½ hour training a tiny arm muscle like your biceps, then you're not really going to grow much at all. You might make your biceps a tiny bit bigger, but probably the next day they'll have gone back down to the size they were. You need to build your big muscles first. I know I keep saying this, but this is so important. And this is why the people that do set after set of bicep curls day in day out will be the same size next year as they are now, probably as they were the year before and the year before that. Your biceps is a very small muscle in your total body. Think of building your body as a whole and always focus on building the biggest muscles first. Now here's another huge benefit to training in this way. By working your body as a whole instead of as a set of parts, you get more free time. This is because you'll be focusing your attention on compound movements like the deadlift or the squat, leg press, bench press, overhead press, chin up, dip and the shrug. You don't even need to be doing all of these. You certainly need the deadlift or the squat or the leg press and perhaps two of those three, but you could probably take 2 or 3 of the other exercises and pretty much you've covered all your major muscle groups with just those 5 or 6 movements. So you need to ditch most of the isolation exercises that you're currently doing in favour of the compound movements. Now another massive benefit of that is it means your workouts will be a lot shorter and you'll need a lot less of them as well. I reckon you can train your entire body in 2 workouts a week of not much more than an hour in length. So the other benefit of that is that you get a lot of your life back. So if you've been spending 4 or 5 or more days, God forbid, in the gym, just spend 2 days in the gym, train sensibly on proper exercises, and you have to work them hard. I should say that this isn't all one-way traffic. This is hard work, but it's a lot less work, and get some of your life back. Now there's a knock-on benefit to that as well, and that is that you get much more recovery time, and anyone will tell you that muscles actually grow when they're at rest, not while you're training them. So that actually means that you get more recovery time, which makes it easier to build even more muscle. So that's 2 benefits in one. To me this is an absolute no-brainer, particularly if you've been having almost no results so far with what you've been doing on many workouts a week and lots of isolation movements that aren't really doing anything for you. Now, in case you're not convinced, here's a way that you can test this on yourself. Try doing a workout based solely on isolation movements to train your entire body. So you'll be doing bicep curls, triceps push downs, the pec deck for chest, leg extension, leg curl, and so on and so on. Now when you're recovered from that, try this workout instead. Just do the squat or deadlift, not both, the bench press and the chin up, just those 3 exercises. Now you do need to work these movements right at your limits, so whatever your maximum lifting capability is, you need to be working on your limits. This is hard work. Now having done that, compare the amount of muscle soreness the next day after the 2 different workouts, and not only that, compare the time it took you to train as well. I think you'll find that you've trained a lot faster on the 3 exercises, the squat, the bench and the chin up, than you have when you did all those isolation movements, and you'll find you have a lot more muscle soreness, which is a sign that you've worked really productively. Now this is a major lesson. When you're trying to add muscle, always go for quality over quantity every time. 2 hard workouts a week with a couple of days rest in between can give you absolutely amazing results, but please note, you do have to be working hard. Now let's wrap all this up. I hope this has been of some benefit to you, and I hope at the very least it's given you something to think about. But unfortunately I don't have room to go into more detail here. But if you'd like more information on exactly how to design workout routines to build muscle, there's a free 70-minute video report called Bodybuilding Basics. I strongly urge you to download it now by going to www.bodybuildingalert.com and make this your best ever year in the gym, or if you train at home, make it your best year training at home. So this is Jed McCabe of www.bodybuildingalert.com signing off, and I wish you good luck. Cheers.